Caribbean. I'm your host, Jasmine. And before we proceed, I have to introduce my wonderful co-host. I have Mr. Chris Walters, aka C-Dub of Soul Rebel Productions.
Good evening.
Good evening. Here to my left, I have DJ. I got this. Thank you very much. No interruptions. DJ Fatakari of Mikey Faith Sound. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And of course, Gary Ferran of Specie.com, where you can do your online shopping. Gary, why do they call you Specie?
It's a long story.
Next episode.
Next episode.
Yeah, it's not really
High
clean
school
either.
days. High school.
Oh.
Walk with it.
That's cool, man. Not anything.
Next episode. Anyway, if you'd like to watch full episodes of Just Reasoning, make sure you tune in to justreasoning.com, and please Twitter us at Just Reasoning. Have us, do some live tweets.
Tweet us, not Twitter us.
Tweet.
Okay, all right, cool. Same thing.
Tweet us at Just Reasoning, and we can take your response and respond back to you. Now, let's talk about some topics here. Y'all ready to reason?
Let's do it, man. It's all kinds of things.
You ready?
Going on.
Yep. Let's go.
All right, first topic.
Uh-huh.
The story that has been capturing the nation, the Casey Anthony. My goodness. WTF, that's all I gotta say.
Well, it's everybody, it's just like a whole OJ thing all over again. Everybody, how could she get away and all that? But the way this justice system is, whether it's not really about guilt or innocence, is what can be proven. So what the prosecution proved that she's a liar, and she have all kinds of issues, they prove all kinds of things. They never proved that she murdered anybody, and they didn't even know a cause of death. They couldn't prove anything. So I think actually the jury did the right thing based on what was given.
Are you kidding me?
Christ.
Serious thing.
Jesus Christ.
They did not prove a murder.
Come on now. You have to prove a murder. There's no longer that little 2-year-old girl
Look
in the
here.
world.
Look.
There's no more.
Here's exactly what happened. It was an accidental death, right?
Who says so?
Based on what?
It's just my own theory.
Who cares about your theory?
Hold on.
There's a 2-year-old child that's dead, bottom line.
Okay.
Yo,
They can't blame the child for her death?
No. It's an accidental death that they tried to cover up. But the prosecution tried to prove that she intentionally murdered her. 2 different cases. And we can't bring a lawyer on here and make them talk about it for real. But they tried to prove that she intentionally murdered her. They couldn't prove that.
She looked like
she was responsible.
See, if you watch the same thing with me, I watch for however long. Because every now and then, captivate me like how I captivate everybody else. But it's always there.
Right.
Really and truly, that woman look like a woman where celebrate, says she don't have a child no more. For them 30 days there, you party. If your child misses for you're in a panic. As a parent, my child misses for me I move even on earth. What kind of party?
The fact is,
I agree
the child
with all of
died,
that.
and she should have taken responsibility for it.
Of course. I agree with all of that.
And put all kind of people in a problem.
She was out partying. She didn't care.
Guess what? At the end of the day,
So who not going to have a problem with that? Of course I have a problem with that.
She was.
But they tried to prove murder. She didn't murder her. That's where them jack it up. They tried to swing for
So
the
it's
whole
a legal
murder.
problem.
Yes.
Me not think so,
Hey, at the end of the day, there's a 2-year-old child that's gone.
Of course.
White America is mad
Okay.
at OJ.
Okay.
White America is mad at President Obama.
Okay.
White America is still mad at Rodney King. And guess what? This is the result of that. That's how I see it. Bottom line.
But case is still.
Understand the justice system now.
So
Understand the justice system.
So should we still have confidence in the justice system because of this?
Them for send for some of
Well,
them.
look here, they said this is the best justice system.
No, they need to send for some wicked liar. We just want to send with some people.
I heard
that liar was too
But you still have to
technical.
convince a jury, and that was a problem.
But the jury don't look like them educated enough, because.
Do you think if she was black, she would have gotten off?
Well,
No.
She'd probably have different representation.
She wouldn't have the same resources.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have the same resources.
And this is what's crazy about it. I was reading that her admirers are sending her money on her jail books. People are offering
Books is in the works
her jail
already.
books. They're putting money in her books. They're offering her places to stay when she gets out. Are you serious?
But you see, America is the kind
I'm
of
saying
country
you
that
just
you
need to
always have
understand the
people
system.
sympathetic to murderers.
What you say about America?
They're just sympathetic, you know.
Second chance.
You know, even if you're guilty or not,
Americans.
It's not like
even if they caught her drowning that little girl, some people would still believe that she didn't.
they say she have a
Point
mental
is,
problem.
understand the
Give her
system.
some pill and some time in a hospital, and next 3 years she out and then a movie.
Well, she better go ahead when she gets out and get
Understand
that
the
plastic
system.
surgery.
Understand.
Change her name.
Her life is going to be in
because
danger. Definitely.
Them have problems, right? When she talk to her mother in the jailhouse. When somebody a visit you, I come give you a visit, and let me talk. I mean, I just go so click. Little more for you.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the economy in the Caribbean nations. Unfortunately, as a result of delayed improvements in our economy in the United States of America and the recession, Caribbean nations are suffering because they rely heavily on tourism. So my question is, do you think that Caribbean nations rely too much on United States and European nations for their economy?
Obviously,
economic growth?
You know, the way the world is nowadays, you know, nations depend on other nations. That's not unique to the Caribbean. However, I do believe that tourism ties us too closely to America and to UK and all that, because if you think about it, all these things that happen here with the subprime mortgage crisis that mash up this entire economy, that had nothing to do with Jamaica. But, you know, people not traveling and all that, so I think we need to be a lot more self-reliant. You know, we need to use a lot more for our natural resources, agriculture and all this. I know there are problems there also, but we can't depend too heavily
We don't
on
have
the
much.
storage.
We don't have much in the Caribbean to work with.
What do you mean?
We don't
Like
have
what?
much in the Caribbean
Like
to work
what?
with.
Growing up, all I could hear my grandfather talk about is when he used to work in bauxite and this and that.
Right.
Growing up in Jamaica for 18 years, me not seen none of that. And that never
don't see-
appealing
you
to
don't see
my
bauxite?
demographic. No, I don't see anybody working with bauxite. I see the big belts in Ocho, but I never seen them move. Since me born, them no move. Those things are extinct.
How about all the agriculture we have there, all the, I mean,
Look,
from
no,
coffee and
no,
whatever.
no.
What do you mean?
Marley gone with the coffee now.
Cannot bail us out of
No,
the problems.
I never said, I didn't say it could bail us out.
Can't even help.
No,
Can't
but look
help.
here.
Production is the key.
Look,
We're
So
not
what is your
producing.
theory?
You know.
What is your theory?
We need to move into industry, right? We need to have factories. Agriculture cannot help us. Cannot
Look here,
help us.
I didn't say agriculture was the end all be all.
It's not even the start.
The farmer is a cornerstone, but you have to look for where we're there right
My
now.
overall point is that we need to be more self-reliant. That's the overall point.
That's
So,
true.
in what way?
Agriculture is a part of that.
Yes,
Like it or not,
yes,
it's a
yes,
part of it.
yes.
You know, where I come from is just farms and whatever. I mean, that's how people live there. But, you know, and I think
But not depend on mass scale. We can feed more than just him and him family.
but-
You know, him have a nice pickup truck and go market with it. We have to think about how to stretch it
we
out.
have to make,
Some other
we
stuff.
have to make the
Like,
Caribbean attractive to investment and industry.
Sure.
The
But that's
only
what
way
mash it
out of
up in the first
Why do you think
place.
China is growing so much. They make everything down there.
They sure do.
Everything.
That's a
Even
broad
if
answer.
some of them knock off, they still make it down there.
They
No.
sure do.
Right? So, I mean, that is what we need. We need
I don't think we need to
factories.
sell out no more infrastructure. A lot of the stuff we look on in my own country from a distance and learning from other successful countries when we look on. For instance, Jamaica don't own their own transit.
Right.
You understand? But at the same time, you have to break off a poor man leg with a taxi and a bus where feed his family.
Right.
You know? So a lot of stuff need to change overall to make the infrastructure better. If we own our own transit, we know we can get some more money. Definitely from that.
My overall point still remains, we need to be more self-reliant.
Yeah, more production
Yeah, but, you know, we can't
instead
debate
of
about
consuming.
how we do it and what we focus on or whatever. We need to be more self-reliant. We can't just depend on tourists to come there and.
But we
you know,
can't just
stay in
sell
hedonism
out all
and
of, we
buy
can't
up
sell out all of the beachfront property and then we can't go either. You know.
We have the beach
We
together.
can't really do that either too. Because we know the other side of that, right? We know that. Sell it out to some people and then after a while the security, hey, oh, fatter, hey, can't go in. See, we can't do that either, especially because that happened with a lot of things in the past and we have to be careful who we let in for, as investor. So the toll road come and majority of the money is not staying with the country. See, but it benefit us. Don't get me wrong, I am not, because you know, everybody up here on this panel quick to say, well, Fatta, you're personal and you're touchy with Jamaica and sometimes you're a tad bit racist. Me know, but are biased. Yeah, I'm kind of biased in my country. Everybody is. Yeah, they just do it behind closed door.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway. Anyway, on a similar
So
related
I won
topic.
that one. That's all like.
No, you didn't win.
Man, I won.
You didn't win. On a related topic, there was a
geez.
poll taken, an opinion poll taken, and come to find out that 60% of Jamaicans prefer to be under British rule and feel that that Jamaica would be better, as opposed to a mere 17% who feel like under British rule, things would be much worse. What do you feel about that?
I mean, for one, it's a tough thing to hear, you know.
Yeah.
I understand that, you know, the country is struggling in many different ways, and people just think, oh, if we're under rule, things will be so much better. I can't understand that mindset. I mean, I believe it's better to struggle as a free man than to,
Live good,
But
live good in the master's house.
No, for real.
No. That
I
is
believe
ridiculous.
that. No,
So
so
you've had
I would not say it is better to be free and hungry. I would prefer to have somebody.
So you'd rather remain like a slave?
It's not
No,
like
I'm not talking about
and
slavery.
even
but
if it was, I would still
so
be eating.
you would rather be ruled by the master?
Who is the master?
Look,
You'd rather be ruled by the master and have food in the house.
It is quite clear.
Rather than to be a free person
It is
and
quite
struggling to fend
clear.
for yourself.
It is quite clear that the systems that we have down there, the political systems,
Are
both
not working.
parties down there, we can't trust them. They don't have Jamaicans' best
So you
interest.
agree with the 60%?
Of course. Of course.
so-
We would be
so
better off. You know why?
If we had the
Because
option right now,
a lot of our taxes are disappearing,
if it came
and
up-
nobody can tell us where it's going.
if it came up
we
to-
had a higher
Especially-
power watching, we would be able to at least
So-
see where the money is going. So that money that's disappearing can go right back into
so if
the
it came up to a
community.
vote, it's not going to happen, but if it came up to a vote, you would actually make the vote. Yes,
So
we want
switch
to be
back-
ruled
switch
by the
back to
British
some
Empire.
pound?
That's
Yes.
foolishness, man.
Yes.
I mean, we
be better off.
I mean, we have a whole heap of things we need to fix. Yes, we need to work on fixing them, but you can't
Do
just
you
say
think those would be the problems if we were still under rule?
we would have a different set of problems.
Well,
you-
you know
you
what?
have
I don't
50
think it would be worse than this.
You've had.
For one, we wouldn't even have a flag.
You had.
We still have
Especially-
British flag.
You would have a British, but you've had nearly 50 years of independence to kind of sort these things
But
out.
look here.
What would be an option? How could you get the economy? How could you get Jamaica to be?
Jamaicans, coming up on 50 years, next year. Yes, our leaders and people overall need to realize that a lot of mistakes have been made over this 50 years.
More than a lot.
whole
I
lot of
got to
mistakes.
side with
Yeah.
C-Dub, though.
Why?
I have to
Why?
side with
Tell me
C-Dub.
why.
Because
Yeah,
we
C-Dub
appreciate
always
being
right.
free.
Yes.
We
Everybody
appreciate, we'd
being
rather
free.
live with a bad Bruce Golding than a perfect person for England.
Than a queen.
You know, blew up and know says everything for England, man.
You want the queen?
You never hear that before?
Let me
Queen
tell
say
you
you play
something.
reggae music too
Let
loud,
me
turn that
tell
down.
you something. Let me tell you
Come on,
something.
man.
We need a good structure to ensure that people can grow up and feed their
So
own
what
family.
are you saying?
Right now,
So
we have too many
Especially-
systems
So-
that we should have in place since independence.
Especially-
Why
Not
the white man have to
working.
come and create that?
Especially-
We can't do that ourselves.
Especially.
Have you been able to do it?
Quick question,
These things
especially.
need to be done. Look, Jamaica have all kinds of problems. A
Done
lot of
for
things we
office.
need to fix.
Done for office.
No, it's a lot of things which need to be fixed.
I have a question
Obviously.
for Mr. Special.
All right.
So you're saying that there are no competent Jamaicans throughout this planet Earth to govern the Jamaican
I'm not
people
saying that.
with a
I'm not saying that. I'm
But
saying
you'd rather-
with the present system.
you'd rather-
right now. we
you'd
only
rather
have
go back to
we have a
colonial
two-party
rule.
System. We have a two-party system, and if you ask somebody down there right now which party they would choose if they see that party with a vision to correct Jamaica, they can't give you
But
one.
most people in Jamaica
Right?
vote with
Yeah.
bloodline, so you can't even watch that.
I mean,
You just
political
grow.
tribalism is a real problem in Jamaica.
Yes.
People close their eyes.
That's it,
What-
you grow, you
what you hear
vote
PNP,
within your
what
DNA. You
hear
grow, come
JLP.
here, your granny has said this, and you just
Yeah.
say this too. You
Exactly.
don't have no
Wait,
reason
wait.
to say this.
But guess what?
So we have issues.
The reality is,
The Queen can't fix them.
but guess what? The reality
Queen
is,
now come to Jamaica again.
the reality is, it's not going to happen. So we're moving on. Next topic. On a lighter
It's not
note,
going to happen.
on a lighter note,
We don't want it
We
to
need to
happen.
fix
on a more positive note, guess
Especially-
what? Guess what?
Especially want to be ruled by the master.
Mavado gets his visa back. Yes.
Yeah, what about cartel? What
Yeah.
about cartel?
What about
Wait,
Adi?
wait.
Cartel.
Mavado gets to touch U.S. soil. It's been a little
Cartel.
over a year.
What about Jack
18
Jones?
months. 18 months.
18 months?
Yes.
Since he's had his visa revoked. still with no justification as to why.
It's
We
the
need to
US,
pause it.
that's your country. They don't need to
Hey,
explain
guess
anything.
what? Guess what? You're in this country.
Yeah.
So, anywho, so
You
we
pay
still
well.
have Beanie. We still have who else?
Adi.
Adi.
Adidja Palmer,
Adi.
We still have
Jacquier.
Jacquier.
Well,
maybe,
well.
I'm going to take a while.
Hey.
That might
But
take a while.
anyway,
I have 4 daughters.
so anyway, being that we have one down,
So you know what, Jacquier up here?
The music is enough.
I'm happy. I'm happy
You don't
whenever.
trust him?
do you think that U.S. we're building a better relation with our Jamaican?
I mean,
Caribbean?
besides on this.
What
panel,
kind of visa? First of all, you got to be specific. Mavado did not get a visa to come and entertain. He cannot entertain.
You can't- For real?
He can
Really?
just walk around and shop and claim to shop
what the
and
hell?
take care of it. No, he did not perform in New York. He has not performed
Him just-
anywhere.
Him just come and flex in there.
Yeah, he just never act like the Seven man a star boy and all of that. He hasn't performed anywhere. He cannot perform anywhere.
Wow.
You need a work visa.
You need a work visa. He's on a visitor's
You
visa.
don't just get a
So
visa.
you get a
I want
conditional.
visa
Let me see. Let me see how you're gonna react to
You have
this.
to authorize
So I
the
think
work.
Mavado need to play the Jackie Robinson role, so you can, you know,
Build a bridge. Build a bridge for cartel.
yes. Just take whatever you get right now and do some guest appearances. That would be my suggestion to his promotion team. Do some guest appearances around the place. Promote reggae music. You know, promote reggae music. Don't
Right.
promote gully.
Like Matis Yao.
Yeah. Which is
I'm
not.
for any of my fellow Jamaicans who get an opportunity to come up here and make Jamaica more popular and more interesting to other people.
Even
But guess
Jacquier.
what? But guess
What's
what?
wrong with Jacquier?
But guess
You
what?
have a daughter, right?
Come on.
Even last episode, we found out that it's not just affecting Jamaican artists; it's affecting artists from
mean, it's,
Trinidad, Caribbean artists in general.
No,
So
it just seems so random. We know it's not random, but since no
It's
reason
not
was ever
random.
given.
It's not random. All of
was
the artists lose them visa during the Dodos time.
It
It
was
was more like
purposeful.
a slap on your wrist. I can show you who
Yeah,
control really
exactly.
your financial destiny.
Remember who is
We're
the
not gonna
boss.
beat round it.
Yeah.
One person
Yes.
make a lot of things and repercussions.
Americans.
well, God,
Americans.
you know what? You're a Jamaican
go on.
American.
And we heard that
No,
story in
I'm
the
a Jamaican.
1980s
Guess
too,
what? You're an
Jasmine.
American. Anywho, gosh darn it, it's a start. So I'm hoping
Ade.
Ade, Beanie, all the rest of the artists who
Ricky
had
Trooper.
their visas revoked,
YouTube.
we can start moving forward and getting them down here to perform.
And healing
Yes.
this
I mean,
bond. We
why
can
are
start
they,
on
why
this
are they
bond.
allowed? They're allowed to just deny visas without telling us why.
Because they are America.
I mean, I understand, but
He who has the
who
gold,
would
the
you have
golden
to
rule.
talk to get some validation? as to
golden
why-
Don't
rule.
misquote
Why is
scriptures.
it that
The golden rule is
Don't misquote
he who
scripture.
Hey.
has the gold makes the rules.
You're right.
That's not the golden rule.
That's my golden rule.
That is the golden
The
rule
US,
in the
they
home
run
of the
the
land
world.
of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh, okay, because I was
We
thinking-
lock you up.
gold makes
We
the
lock
rules.
you up. You bail yourself out and fight for your
We want to
freedom
extradite
with your money.
criminals. If a criminal, we can tell you to send us one of your criminals. But if, you know, Jamaica can't come and ask for an American citizen because they commit
You know
some
what?
crime.
There's
But we can let a girl go
There's
free
a
who
funny
killed her
story
child, right?
in Jamaica
Yeah.
right now that we're watching. That you know this guy that was driving the BMW that I guess the taxi man hit
Yeah,
his
the taxi,
BMW, right? And he came out and he shot in the taxi and killed this teenager, and he just left.
Yeah.
And they're saying he might be American or he might be
American citizen.
Canadian.
Yeah.
So they're trying to say, hey, if he's American, would we be able to get him to
Of
come
course
back?
not.
I bet you ain't live uptown.
Of course not.
All right.
You
Well-
saying we're up on board now.
All right. Well, there has been some major cash trash talking in track and field. Who does?
Not
Who
really
does?
major.
Hype.
It is major.
Hype.
just
Asa-
hype.
Creating hype.
Hey,
It's hype. It's
Asafa
hype.
Powell
Uh-huh.
sent Usain a
LeBron,
message saying
right.
he's the #1
Right,
sprinter so far.
Right.
He has a 99% chance of beating Usain
right,
Yes.
because he has the fastest time.
right. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they're both Jamaicans. That whatever.
Good.
If they- It's all
Good.
good.
It
Salt,
sounds good.
salt spell with a
Trash
J.
talking. Who
However-
trash talks in track and field?
We
Who's
trash
that?
talk. We trash talking a marble at Jamaica.
All the time.
There's trash talking in anything in Jamaica. Push cat derby going down the hill. Them trash talking at anything. Anything. Alright? So this is the norm. This is probably just
Here's the
public
thing about
now.
Asafa Powell, it's a regular thing. I mean, it's not, Asafa will always mash up these small meets.
Yes.
Right.
It's when him get on the big stage, him have a problem.
Yes.
So do you think he has a chance, yes or no?
Against Bolt.
He's gonna get a medal. He's gonna get a medal in the 4x1 when him and Bolt to the same race.
Let me tell you
Asafa
something.
does this every year, man.
It doesn't
He might
matter.
run 8.5 tomorrow.
Bolt is human and he can be beaten.
He's barely human.
No, he's not.
He's
Of
barely
course, he
human.
was beaten
He can
last
only
year.
beat himself. I mean,
No.
because he was
You know,
partying
don't
and-
forget that Tyson Gay beat him last year.
Yeah.
It wasn't serious.
He
You know,
can
he
be
was-
beaten. The thing about it is,
wasn't
everybody,
real
everybody
party,
will
that-
tell you, anybody
Look here.
that follows track, that you know, Asafa has the best form in the
That don't matter.
We've seen that before. We've seen that at
Let me
Beijing.
tell you
It
what.
does, because you
it
know
does
what?
not
It
matter.
shows consistency. If
It
Bolt
doesn't-
is not very consistent right now.
Special.
Right? He's not.
Bolt got a whole heap of party right now. You have to get, you have to remember, say his life has
no,
changed.
he's
You
a
know,
professional.
he has a lot of commitments,
So-
all kind of things going on.
Is
Commercials.
Tyson coming back? His
No,
injury's
no,
over. He's not coming
Tyson's
back?
injured
He's
for the
out.
season.
Okay.
Right.
That's about a hot third this summer,
You know,
a fourth.
I mean, some people are basically meant for the big stage and some are not. I mean,
Right.
I make the analogy between Asafa and LeBron and Bolt and Kobe. Right? It's the same kind of thing.
So you're saying
Like that.
Bolt can never be beaten?
I'm not saying that.
So what are you
I'm
saying?
saying him don't really feel pressure. Asafa shrivel up under pressure.
He'll be
This
in his
happens every
prime.
year.
He'll be in his prime when
Every
it's on
year.
national
Just
TV
like how in the
somewhere.
finals, LeBron didn't even want the ball in the fourth quarter.
Yes, he-
Because, you know, finals, I have the ball. Some people, I mean, that's something that learn how to handle pressure is something you're born with. Or you're
Talking up a vengeance
not.
is always
You
the
watch
easy
your
part.
ball, relax, you know, and
The question
Olympics,
is,
What's the
million
question?
people watching.
if he stands a chance, I say yes.
He always stands a chance. He's
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
race.
Anybody
Him in the
stands a
race.
chance.
He's in the race.
Ball can trip and drop anything.
Yeah. But he's
I'm just
not.
saying he's pretty confident, pretty bold in saying that he has a 99% chance
So, man,
in
them say that every
beating
year.
Usain.
What you expected to say?
I mean, they're saying the right thing.
You say
I'm
both.
not saying.
I believe he can win.
Like I said,
I
at
believe
the
he
end
can
of the
win.
day, they're about Jamaica. As long as no American
Yes.
win, I'm fine with it.
And
You know what? You can.
And Usain Bolt needs to be.
That's real.
Usain Bolt needs to be in the AT&T commercial fast. I don't know what them are prejudiced against Jamaican countryman for. Because if you have a commercial about the fastest person in the world and don't have the fastest athlete or man in the world, come on now.
They didn't really
Talk to your
have
people
the
then.
athlete in that
Talk to my
commercial.
people. On that
Talk to
note,
your people.
you know
Talk
what?
to your people then.
You both can talk to the hand. We're going to a break. We'll be right back with more reasoning.
Each and every first ride is Soul Rebel Productions present to you first.